Are fake Joy-Cons as good as the official ones? Let's find out. Welcome to A Game From a Box. I'm Sergio IM, and there's a ton of Joy-Con alternatives out there, but what if you just want Joy-Cons? Well, almost 7 years into the Switch's lifespan, and you can still get them, but for full price, $80. So I get why people are considering these fake ones for less than half the price. So let's check them out. I bought these three. Each had multiple listings with the same image sold through random generic brands that I'm sure disappear or change all the time, but these were through Amazon Prime, so if anything happens, I can easily get my money back. First up, we have these Splatoon ones in this decent looking packaging. You can see them on this window right here. We've got the features at the bottom. Back here, Joy-Con pad for NSL along with the button mapping. And inside we have some basic instructions. And here's how they look, but we'll talk design in a bit. Next, in this beautiful white box, we should have the Pokemon ones. The controllers are bubble wrapped and we have the same instructions as the last one. Very interesting. And here's our Pokemon Joy-Cons. Finally, we have the Zelda ones, which are in the same packaging as the Splatoon ones. I'm starting to see a pattern here. But it oddly doesn't include the same instructions. Instead, we have what I can only guess is this officially licensed Totoro card for a lifetime warranty. Incredible. Lifetime. Well, you know, as long as the company exists or even responds. Let's move on to design. First, the Splatoon ones, they're in purple and green with a really nice gradient. The graphics seem to be laser etched or engraved. Not sure what the term is, but they look good. On the back, they're white with these tentacle suction cups, and overall, color me impressed. Next up, we have the Pokemon ones featuring an unlicensed Pikachu with lightning bolts and Pokeballs scattered around in a transparent smoky shell that looks actually pretty awesome. Would have loved these without the graphic on them, but I'll take what I can get. And finally, we have these Tears of the Kingdom ones, which look very dull. The design is just lazy, and it was even scuffed up, so not good. Now, in hand, these all feel well constructed and very similar to the official ones. Wouldn't be surprised if they used the exact same molds as Nintendo because overseas manufacturing. But yes, each piece and all the details seem identical, and that also means you should be able to use these with most of the Joy-Con accessories out there. The rails connect and slide into everything the same way with no noticeable resistance. The plastic seems good quality, most of the inputs do too. And they all weigh less than the official ones, which makes sense considering they must be using some different parts and they're missing things like NFC and an IR camera. Now let's get a little detailed about these buttons and sticks. All the face buttons work well, they reset quickly, but each set feels and sounds slightly different. The black ones are the least firm, the green ones land in the middle and feel a bit more hollow, and the Splatoon ones are the firmest. The shoulder buttons on the black one feel a bit loose at the top, but they're rigid on the sides and they sound hollow. The green ones are very loose, they almost feel like they're going to pop right off, and they're also the clickiest. And the Splatoon ones work the best with the least amount of travel. The triggers on the black ones are very springy with this metallic feedback. Same for the green ones, but the right ones have more of a high-pitched metallic sound with a very clicky actuation. And the Splatoon ones feel just like the official ones. Aside from that, all the other miscellaneous buttons feel about the same across each, except that the SL and SR buttons on the black ones seem to lack an actuation point. They just sound silent, and you can't really tell if you're pressing them in or not. And finally, the analog sticks. All of these feel identical to the official ones. They're tiny, soft, and rubbery with a very small amount of travel distance. For those wondering, no, they're not Hall effect joysticks, so I am expecting these to eventually start drifting after some heavy use. But so far, they work and feel the same as the official ones. Let's talk features, starting with battery. All of these claim to have a 500 milliamp battery, 25 less than the official ones, and they say that should last 16 to 25 hours. So far, they've all lasted more than a day with consistent wireless use. I haven't noticed anything odd about the battery life. Percentages dropped normally, and for the most part, they all held their charge pretty well, so no issues on that front. Same as the official ones, they charge when connected to the Switch, and they do work with third-party chargers, but I found that they don't work with the official charging grip. Something happens when the pins touch that makes the controllers disconnect. I tried reconnecting, but they just drop again. Now that only happens with the charging grip. They work just fine with the non-charging grip that comes with your Switch. Like I said, just use a third-party one and it should work just fine. We still have screenshot and home buttons, and yes, all 3 pairs can turn on the Switch, which is a huge plus. Now, all of these have basic rumble motors that are very generic, but they technically work. Same as the buttons, each feels slightly different, but pretty much they're all loud and whiny.
God, that's loud, and it sucks!
So if you don't need it, I'd suggest turning vibration off in the settings to both save your sanity and some battery life. Onto motion controls. All 3 pairs have 6-axis gyro sensors, which have been just as accurate as the official ones. They follow motion well enough, same for speed, so yes, they are great for party games that require that. Now they're missing 2 features. Like I said earlier, they do not have NFC for Amiibo, and although they have a little visor-looking window, there is no IR camera in there, so you can't use these for games like Ring Fit, the Labo series, and a handful of other games that require it. Same as the official ones, they're wireless via Bluetooth. The connection has been near perfect so far, no drop-offs or random flickering disconnects. Surprising. Now, when you first pair them, in the menu, they show up as normal Joy-Cons. They even match the colors, which is interesting. In the settings, I've tested all the inputs which work correctly. You can even remap the inputs like the official ones. You can calibrate the analog sticks. Same for motion controls. But when I try to update them, it gave me this error message. At first, I thought this was an issue because some games like Switch Sports require a Joy-Con update, but after it fails, it just lets you use them. So for the most part, I don't think that's an issue. Now, over the last week, I've played with all 3 pairs of these for hours on end, mostly with intense shooters where precision and timing are everything, so this way I can easily notice any kind of issues, and so far, they've held up pretty well. Be it in wireless or handheld modes, I didn't experience any missed inputs, the analog sticks seem pretty accurate, out of the box they're not drifting, the motion controls did feel a bit floaty, but I'd say on the same level as the official ones. Overall, I'm honestly impressed. I've heard some bad things about these, but I didn't experience any of that. They just feel like normal Joy-Cons. So where do I stand with these? As someone with, let's call them small roommates who have sticky hands and are known to rough up Joy-Cons with party games, these are a must-have. So much so that I ended up buying 2 more of the Splatoon ones. I just feel much more comfortable having them use these over the full-priced official Joy-Cons, but even for myself, I attached a grip on these and they work really well. Now, that's not to say they're as durable or will last as long as the official ones. For all I know, these can just randomly stop working next week, so I'd recommend only buying these through Amazon Prime, because if there is a problem, you can easily return them to get your money back. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm curious what the consensus will be. Also, if you're looking to pick up a pair for yourself or anything else featured in this video and want to support us at the same time, first, remember, these are knockoffs. They're fake, they're—
Hey everybody! This guy's a great big phone!
With that being said, if you're still on board, please check out the affiliate links down in the description below. Once again, this is Sergio AM. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you for the next box. If you like this video and want to help us out, click that thumbs up button and leave a comment below so we can talk. Now, if you want to go further, subscribe and ding the bell to stay notified whenever we post a new video. You made it to the end, and I just want you to know that you are the reason we do what we do. This is Sergio AM, and I'll see you for the next box.